Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video guide. So once again we are playing Superliminal, and this time we are collecting all the fire alarms and all the fire extinguishers. This should gain us 4 achievements: Fire Alarmist, Expert Fire Alarmist, Fire Safety Achieved, and Fires Extinguished. This video is going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to put chapters below so you can actually skip to whichever level you need, just in case you don't need to collect every one of these. You might have already done some of these and you're just missing a few. So yeah, check out the chapters below for that one. Another thing, if you're unsure what you've got left on each level, if you head over to the level select, now assuming you've completed the levels, they will come up here. If you hover over them, you'll see the icons at the bottom. The left two, fire alarm and the fire extinguisher, if they are grayed out like these on the right, it basically means you're still missing some on that level. If they're white, it means you've collected them all. So just a little tip for you there to help you out with that one. Other than that though, guys, please do subscribe and help me out. And of course, give the video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you've got any comments, if you need any help with any of the puzzles along the way, don't hesitate to drop a comment below and I'll do my best to help you guys out so you can continue and get through it. But without further ado, let's start this off, and let's start with level 1. Okay, so for level 1 we only have 1 of each to collect, and you'll reach this room basically at the very end, so you're gonna have to go through all the puzzles towards the very end until you reach this room. This is right after smashing the wall down with a block of cheese, and enter into the corridor. This is the final corridor, and as you enter you'll see on the right we have the extinguisher. Now you want to use that. As you can see, I've got flames coming out of mine, but that's because I've collected them all already. They will turn to flames once you've collected all of them from every level. But make sure you extinguish everything, make sure it's empty. And then on the left side you will see the first of the fire alarms. Just activate that, and that should also get you your first achievement if you haven't got it already. From here we can now move on to level number 2. Okay, for level number 2, you will have to get used to spawning in this area. We pretty much start each level from this position in the bedroom. From here you want to take a left, which is the only pathway, and this will take you to reception. And right at the beginning of reception you'll find first extinguisher and first fire alarm. Now these are here every time we hit reception, so just bear that one in mind. And of course make sure you empty all your fire extinguishers fuller. Don't just click them once, as it might not count. Now continue on. You'll enter this pink room, this pink corridor. At the very end we want to take a right. And in this section you'll find fire extinguisher and a fire alarm. Now turn around and face the other way, and then follow it along and take the next right to here. And just before this grey door you'll find another fire extinguisher and another fire alarm. Pop this grey door off after. And then on the left side as you enter, you'll find the fire alarm, and then you want to head to the right corridor. And then once you hit the between the 2 doors, or the 3-way, whatever you want to call it, left side is the fire extinguisher, right side is another fire alarm. That's not actually a door, that's some weird stuff going on. But we want to take the left side now, left pathway, and it will take you through this weird looking corridor. It looks like a dead end, but it's not. On the way through you'll find a fire alarm, so grab that. Keep going through, and once you enter these like double doors, you want to spin it around, and on the left side of the double doors you'll find a fire extinguisher, and on the right side you'll find another fire alarm. Now this bit's a bit frustrating at times. You want to grab the emergency sign, and we've just got to make a ramp so we can actually climb this wall. So make it as big as we can. Always takes me forever to do this. Come on! Well, that might be good enough. There we go. Do it however you please. And then you want to jump down, and just beside this cherry picker there is a fire extinguisher just tucked away there on the back wall, easily missed. Now I believe if you go that way there is a blueprint, so look out for that one. Now continue up from the boxes once you got the fire extinguisher, and into the room, and then obviously between the 2 doors you can see we have another fire alarm. Once you've got that, go through the doorway and spin it around, and you'll find another fire extinguisher. Then we have to basically get up in that door that's high up there. So to do this we need to enter this right side room, and on the left side wall you'll find a fire alarm, and actually at the side of the doorway we just walked through there's another extinguisher. Now what we need to do to continue is just create this block, match it up, match the pattern up, and it will create the cube. Drop that in front of the upper doorway and use it to climb up. Then spin it around and you'll see the fire alarm at the side of the doorway we just jumped through. Now we can actually pick up this big cube, and we want to drop this cube in the left side corridor here. Quite big, but that's fine. And then we want to head into the right side room where we are going to get another cube. But first, on the right side wall at the back, you'll find another fire alarm, and then of course at the side of the door we've just entered, another fire extinguisher. Now to continue here, what we need to do is match up this pattern on the table with the pattern on the wall, which creates a table with a vase on it. Then you want to go to the other side and face the cube and actually match that pattern up, which will allow us to create this cube, which is actually a set of stairs. And then we can use that to climb up on the large cube here, like so, jump all the way up, and pick up the big cube or the stairs, either or. And then you want to go through the double doors into this room with the grey paint on the floor. Just drop this cube on the left side. Now the doors would just come through. If you face them, if you look to the left, we have another fire alarm. On the right side, fire extinguisher. Again, make sure you fully empty these fire extinguishers, don't just click them the once. Now to continue, this is it for this area and room. We want to climb up the cube. And you'll see this strange looking pattern on the on this post on the left side here. Match it up with the paintwork and it'll create a door. Pretty clever, right? We can drop down and continue on through. Just go all the way through now. Now things get a little bit tricky here, but I'll guide you as best I can. And then you'll enter this room with this big green mark on the floor, paint mark. And what we need to do is actually create that cube up there. So you need to stand just slightly in front of this green pattern. And there we go, that's cube created. That'll allow us to get up onto the next section. Use it just to step up on the side, and you want to head over to this yellow bridge. And then we can match up the green chess piece, and obviously behind that is a doorway. We want to use this chess piece, so let's just drop it on this pallet here for now. You want to pick the cube back up, and if you notice, we've got a little sneaky door right up there. So if you drop the cube just under the doorway, and then put the chess piece on the top. Now, this might be a little bit tricky. You might have to climb up for this because of the size of the chess piece. Oh, there we go. Just managed to get up. That might be a little bit too big, but make it big enough for you to climb on top of the chess piece, like so. And then from here, you can grab the fire alarm on the side of the wall and actually jump inside here. And inside, fire extinguisher. Also, this will get you another achievement. I forget what it's called, the Nook or Optical or something along those lines. And this die is pretty cool looking. Don't ask me what it does, but it's there anyway. But that's the extinguishers and alarms for this area. Then we can just drop down, and now we can proceed through the gap in the wall. Now again, if I'm going a little bit too quick for you guys, you can pause the video, of course, or skip chapters if you've done some of these already. Now just work your way through across the bridge here. And now when we enter back into the pink area, immediately turn around and you'll find a fire extinguisher. And then on the opposite side, next to the wall door, we have another fire alarm. Now we enter into this open area with the glass roof, and there's actually nothing around this first part of it. So in the second half of it, if you just look to the left around the corner, you'll see there's a fire alarm tucked behind the sofa, and on the opposite side there is another one as well. So they're pretty sneaky, easily missed, as you can see there, slightly hidden. And then on the back wall there, we obviously have a fire extinguisher, can't be missed. Now to proceed for the last two, if you just look through the gap and grab the moon, just match it up with the gap, and you can pick it up. There's a door on it. You just want to get that going. Just make it big enough for you to get through, like so, easier. And then as we enter, you want to spin it around and find another fire alarm. And then of course, next to the elevator is the final one, final extinguisher for this level. And that is level number 2. Let's proceed on to level number 3. Okay, now with level number 3, we begin again. We're going to whiz through it as fast as we can. Now there'll be the first 2 at the reception again, so fire alarm and fire extinguisher. Again, empty all the fire extinguishers fuller, and then head all the way through. Skip this section, there's no need to hang around in this area. And then as soon as you go through the door, you will find a fire alarm. And there's nothing in here other than the cube that you need. We're going to use that to climb up to the next section. And then on the way through, you will find fire extinguisher. And then immediately turn around once you go into the browny yellowy room, and you'll find another fire alarm. And then you can use this cube to actually climb up. That might be a little bit too high. Oh no, that's not too bad. Now once you enter this blue corridor after climbing up, you want to follow it all the way around. Don't touch that cube. And if you follow it all the way around, you'll find a fire extinguisher, and then at the very end next to the tape, another fire alarm. So now head back, and now we can touch the cube, which will give us access to the lower section. Now we can drop down. And you can fiddle with that torch. There is actually a chest piece in here if you're after one, right there. Take this panel off. And then make your way through.
Professional tip, the average adult can only withstand 3 to 5 dreams per night.
And as you go through this doorway into the blue room, immediately turn around and you'll find our extinguisher. Now we can jump up and into the next room. I believe there's one around here. You will find a fire alarm just as you get on these weird shaped dice that turns into paint. Fire alarm on the left side there, but we want to head to the right. And then as you go up, find another extinguisher right before the blue door. And a sneaky little fire alarm. You can actually catch you out with it because of the colour of the wall. Another fire alarm on the way through, and then as we enter the other side, that should be it, and that should leave us with the fire extinguisher that we can see just above, and then skip through this dark room into the next area, and immediately turn around. You will find another fire extinguisher. Now we need to use these to actually climb up. I can never get this right, but never works for me. That'll do, that's good enough. And then before we enter the door, you'll see another fire alarm. So that's the fire extinguisher over there and the fire alarm here. And then go through into the blue room and immediately turn around. And there's another fire extinguisher. From here we can grab this block and it will shatter a million pieces. We can then jump up to the next section and then immediately turn around again, and we have another fire extinguisher. And there's no more in this area, so we can open this panel and drop down to the next section. Now this is where we can easily miss. So as soon as we land in this red room, once again you'll see the fire alarm, so you can grab that. But we're going to head back up there, so use this railing on the left side here. You should be able to jump across and up. And here, around the corner, you will find a blueprint and a fire extinguisher. And then from here, we can continue back down through the corridor. And as you enter into this new corridor, turn around, you'll find the final fire alarm for this level. And of course, the last fire extinguishers right next to elevator, and that will complete level number 3. On with number 4. So beginning level number 4, and there's only 2 fire alarms on this one, I believe. One at the beginning, one at the end. The rest are all fire extinguishers. So the usual spot, In the reception area, you've got the fire alarm and the one extinguisher. Now we can move ahead into the next room. Now this next section, this big room here, this is a bit annoying. You may need to grab a few of these and then restart this section each time. It should save you progress, so don't worry too much about that if you can only do half of these. And what I mean is there's basically 8 extinguishers in this room, and I'm just going to point them out from the door before we actually go through and trigger it all. So if you look on the right side, you've got the first extinguisher there. You follow my little dot in the middle. And the second extinguisher on the next doorway, and on the next doorway, so at each door there's basically an extinguisher, so that's 4. And then on the left side, same process. So if we just look to the left here, you'll see we have one to the left of these double doors, and then it's a bit hard to see this one, but there's one just there and one on each of the doorways. So you can see the 6 doors on that side, and then the one each side of these double doors. But as soon as you go through, what's going to happen is the lights are going to flicker, and then by the time you get to the end, they're going to cut out completely and you won't see anything. You'll see exactly what I mean, so let's go. So there's the 2 there, at the first set of doors, second set of doors, and the last 2. Boom, lights out. Game over. So yeah, again, you can restart that section and grab those again. It will save you progress, I do believe. Now we're going to continue. I'm not going to cut this. We're just going to continue straight through because it's fairly short, so it's not too bad. I did just move a canister then already. You can actually do that from quite a distance, which just saves you a bit of time. I want to keep walking through, and now you'll come to this room. Now this room here is actually a dead end, so just want to sidestep left or right, doesn't matter. They both lead to the same way. And as we go through this door to the right, we should come across this little blood patch. If you take the other door, you'll come out that way, and you'll see another extinguisher on the left side of the door here. So now we want to continue, and you'll come across this large pit. Take a left, and you'll see on the floor you have this bridge, or whatever you want to call it. Plank, bridge, plank, whatever you'd like to call it. Now continue on. And it does get a bit dark around here. The aim of the game is to, or should I say the aim of this level is to activate the generator again to get the lights back on. So it does give you that creepy feeling, which is pretty cool actually. So now when we go through this room, where the blood stain is on the floor, before you enter the dark patch there, you want to turn around, and I basically back it in. And if you're wondering why, basically you'll see the silhouette just there, and if you keep backing up and heading to the right side, you'll see a staircase. Sneaky, right? And as you go up the staircase, you'll see these LED lights. Just follow them around. And then as soon as we exit this section, you'll find another extinguisher. Can't miss it, nice and easy. Now let's do this bit anyway. I was going to cut this bit, but you know what? Let's just do it anyway. So we're going to quickly grab the red light. That's good enough. Then you want to head back out the doorway. Take a right just here. There's a sneaky little pathway that you probably didn't see because it was so dark. And you just got to climb up on these boxes, and there's a little pathway through them. Easy peasy. And we'll just drop the light there. Now in this next room, we've got to do a similar thing. I mean, you don't have to do this. If you've played it before, you'll know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm just going to drop this down like so. And boom, it basically just lights up this next room. You can see the exit is just there. We're going to climb these pallets. And now in this room, you will come across the knife silhouette, and you'll see the knife sticking in the table. Just go through, and we should come across another fire extinguisher at the side of the door as we head round the corner. Now that'll leave us with one more fire alarm and one more extinguisher, and that will complete level 4. So let's go ahead, and you'll find these at the very end corridor. Just go straight ahead, click the generator, lights will come on. By all means, have a look around. We're going to head around the corner, and then as we enter the doorway, turn around, and there's your fire alarm, and then the final fire extinguisher for level 4. On with level number 5. Well done. Beginning number 5. Once again, we're going to go straight through to reception. Now this one's going to be slightly different. So one extinguisher and the fire alarm. Don't forget to empty that extinguisher. Now continue through, and things are going to get a little bit different. So as you go through this doorway, you'll see an extinguisher on your left here. And this green door, which you can pop off, but you will need to keep this green door, by the way. So as you turn the corner after the green door, we have another fire extinguisher, and take this with you. And into the next room, I want to drop this green door to the button. That door's a bit big, but as you enter that room with the button, be sure to grab the fire extinguisher just before the button there. And we're going to move on. Double check that one, yeah. I have a habit of turning these alarms off. Now, this room is where things start to clone. You'll start to clone everything, so you'll see this door cloning. Grab the fire extinguisher on the right side. As we've exited that area, grab the fire extinguisher, and then you'll see this fire alarm. You won't be able to pull the lever. It will just like pop all these little tabs off. Of course, I've already got this, so it's not going to show. But just click it a couple of times and you're good to go. I think you only need to do it the once, but yeah. Now, if you go to the right, there's another extinguisher, and you can see on the wall another fire alarm. And then this section here, you need to duplicate these doors a couple of times, and then use them to climb over. That is it for that section in terms of extinguishers and fire alarms. Now drop down into this next room, and you won't be able to get back up from there, so do make sure you've got everything prior to that. And there will be one fire alarm in here on the back wall. Again, these will all duplicate, all be cloned. Now, as you walk into this room with the alarm clock, turn around, and immediately on each side of the door you've got your fire alarm and your fire extinguisher. Now this is actually a bit of a pain. You've got to duplicate these alarms to actually get up. There's probably a better way to do it, but that's good enough for me. And as you can see at the top there, we have another fire alarm and another extinguisher. So let's jump up. So that should be 2 of each in this room. And now move on into the next area. And as we go down the corridor, you will see another fire alarm, like so, in the corridor, just before the purple corridor, so be sure to get that. Now we walk in the apple room, and if you turn around, you will find another extinguisher. Now for this one, we just need to grab the apple, hold it about here and let it go, and then walk into it at the same time. And it kind of just knocks it off. As you can see, on the opposite side, you have another fire alarm. Don't forget to grab that on the way through. Now in this room, we have 3 fire alarms that are spread out. So let's head to the right first. So there's your first fire alarm. And then the opposite side, we have the second fire alarm. And then at the main door to the right of it, we do have the fire extinguisher. Like so. And then the last fire alarm in this room will be at the top. Come on, speed up, let's go. And there you can see it, just to the right of the main doorway. Just pop that one. Now if you're wondering how to actually do this one, you've got to get the apple on here. Basically, if you just drop the apple so you can see half of it, click, and the apple will just appear onto this. Pretty clever. And that should be it between that room. Now, as we go through, we should find Oh, there's another one here. There we go. 2. We have the fire alarm tucked behind the door, quite hidden with the shadow, and then the fire extinguisher on the right of the door. So remember this fire alarm just as we're going up this staircase. And enter the room. Bright orange room. And as you enter this orange room, you'll find an extinguisher on your left. And then you just want to clone these signs. So it allows you to climb up. Easy enough. Now when you get to the top here and you drop down, you can see already you have a little hidden alarm there. Drop down and there's another fire alarm. And then on the right side as you go through here, sneaky little fire extinguisher. Be sure to not miss that one. Now we can continue and we should have another fire extinguisher just behind this wall.
Attention. Dr. Pierce
And then in the next room
I will interpret his basic ideas.
should be more.
My introductions are redundant. I am a real
A fire alarm on the way through, so as soon as you enter this purple corridor, take a right and you'll see it in the center there. Further along, just behind this tree or bush, whatever you want to call it, plant even. Another fire extinguisher, and right next to the radio at the end, we have another fire alarm. Now enter the final corridor and turn around immediately. You'll find the final alarm for this level, and then the final fire extinguisher, like so. That's it. Level number 6 coming up. Now for number 6, we want to go straight ahead this time to the relaxation room. And this level is going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to navigate you all the way through it because it's a little bit tricky and there's a few hidden things. So before you enter the blue room, you'll see there's a fire extinguisher hiding just next to the archway in the shadows there. Now you can continue through, and we're going to go through to reception for the usual 2. Take a right. And then the usual 2 just here. So the fire extinguisher and the fire alarm. Easy peasy, right? Now we are going to follow it through, keep going, and then you'll drop down. And you'll drop down into this room with the house. And you want to make this house... Oh, nearly glitched it out then. Make it as big as we can. Just so we can get through. That's a little bit too small. There we go, that's enough. And then as you enter the house, immediately turn around, and at the side of the door you'll find an extinguisher. And then up this ledge on the left you'll see a little fire alarm. So the extinguisher and alarm as we enter. Now follow the corridor along, and as we continue at the very end you will find a fire alarm on the left, an extinguisher on the right. And we're going to take the right side path. Reason being is we need to make this house as big as possible, so we are as small as possible. There'll be a reason behind this. If you haven't played it, you'll know exactly what I'm on about in a second. But now we're quite tiny compared to what we were before, and that allows us to fit through the door. So we're going to jump up like so. Then as you enter the door, you go into this little yellow room, and in the next room there'll be a fire extinguisher on the left side, and then on the right side of the radio will be a hidden little fire alarm. Now we can continue into the area with the TV. Now just follow it around, and immediately next to the radio you'll see our extinguisher. Now just continue along. Keep going, nothing in this area. Follow the corridor into this fan room. All you want to do is enlarge this fan. Be careful where you're blowing this. I would blow it from the front because it tends to go crazy when it knocks it down. Go on, son, you got it. Sometimes you can block yourself in. Easily done. Now once we've gone through there, we now got to take the window out. I believe it's this one. And what you want to do here, enlarge this window as big as you possibly can. I'm going to go one more. Boom, that's good enough. And then just jump through into it. And on the right side, as we drop down there, there'll be the fire alarm for that area, and that completes that little bit of area. And now we're small enough to fit through the next door. So let's go. Now we can continue all the way on to probably my worst bit, actually. I hate this bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to read you my favorite inspirational quote I made. The worst thing
The bouncy castle. Now what you need to do here, or what I tend to do, make that as big as possible, because I tend to struggle fitting through that. I guess it depends how you do the last section. Then I jump up onto the side, and I'll attempt to make this big enough for me to actually fit through. A little bit bigger maybe. Something like that, maybe I can reach that. It's going to be too much of an angle though. I feel miserably at this. It's hilarious. Okay, that's going to be good enough. Oh, I ain't even going to get up that. Come on, Carl. What are you playing at, man? You see why I hate this area? Oh, I'm going to give that a shot. There we go. Just. Now, as we enter the bouncy castle, just click the fire extinguisher and make your way through. That's hiding around the back there. Now, this bit's a little bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing here. And what you want to do this time is grab the bouncy castle, spin it around so the door's facing away, make it nice and small, and back out a bit so you can actually put it on the top platform there, and then go back through the doorway and it will put you straight in front of that. Easy. Like so. Bear in mind you can move that once you're here. There we go. And then as you enter, you will find another extinguisher. Easy peasy. And another alarm on the right side. So that's just after you've exited the bouncy castle on the top platform. So fire extinguisher, fire alarm. Now we can continue on, and things should get relatively back to normal. Now this section is a little bit trickier. If you're not aware of how to do this one, simply make one of these doorways as small as possible. Like that, and then actually put it in the keyhole. Like that, boom. And then just walk through one of the doors, or the other door should I say. There you go, straight in the keyhole, nice and tiny. And drop down. They are relatively small here. And then gonna make the house a little bigger. This is a bit awkward actually. Okay, just perfect size. And then as you walk through, immediately turn around and you'll find fire alarm and the final fire extinguisher. And that completes level number 6. Alrighty, we are on to level number 7. This is quite a long one. I'm going to guide you all the way through it. Some of these are a little bit tricky and hard to find, and there's no turning back on some sections, so tread carefully on this one. I would advise watching the video ahead of time, so that way you know what's coming. You're not going to miss anything on your own run. So straight away, let's turn around, go through the door, and you'll find your first fire extinguisher. And then we can continue on. Just follow it through. And we will come to a second extinguisher. And then pass through the door and you will find the first of our fire alarms. Now we can continue once again. Just following it through again. I am just double checking as I go, just in case I do miss some. Now before the final doorway, you will find another fire alarm. So do be careful on that one. That's a little sneaky one, easily missed if you're speeding through it. And then on your way through that door, you'll find another fire extinguisher. Now we can continue on. And yes, I believe we're not missed anything. Now as we go through, you'll see the elevator ahead. Turn around, you'll find another fire alarm. And then go straight ahead. Of course, you will find a fire extinguisher. Now there's a bit of dialogue here, so if you did miss any, or you have got a little bit of time to run back. So feel free to run back, but we will head to reception after this. Just got to wait this one out. So again, if you have missed any in this corridor, be quick. Now we press the alarm, and now we're going to head to the reception area. Again, we're still on level 7 here. Just be careful now. Just be careful of these next sections, because we can bypass certain parts and it won't allow us to go back. So grab the 2 at reception and you'll hear the buzzing of the alarm. Click the alarm again and it's going to do exactly the same thing. Now this time I don't think we're going to reach the... Ooh, we may just reach them, so that's your last chance to get them. And then for a 3rd time it's going to beep before we even reach it. See what I mean? We couldn't even get there this time, so if you didn't grab those first time, just be wary of that one. Now click the alarm and click it again, and then this time we're going to drop down in the hole. Now be very careful on this part. Do not press the clock just yet. Instead you want to press the fire extinguisher that is on the central pillar there. This is what I mean about missing things. If you click the alarm, ding, takes you straight out of there and there's no turning back. I mean, obviously you can just restart the mission, but yeah. Right, now that we're back in the bedroom, what we want to do, another one that's easily missed, and actually one I missed when I first did this way back. Grab the painting off the wall, and you want to enlarge it enough for us to actually climb through it. This can take a bit of time, but usually this works for me straight away. It's quite frustrating. Come on! Thank you, that's enough. Now, climb through. That was a bit glitchy out, but okay. Now, as soon as you climb through, obviously you'll be met with this painting straight in your face. But before you move away from it, look around this corner. Sneaky little fire alarm. Tucked right in the groove there. Easily missed, and I was looking for that for ages. Absolutely ages. But there it is. Sneaky, right? So make sure you don't miss that one, because I don't think there's much turning back anyway. Now make your way through and immediately turn around and get another fire extinguisher. And then as we go through here, we will find 2 more fire alarms. One on the outer wall here, and one on the inside. And then move into the next section and we'll find yet again another fire extinguisher and another 2 fire alarms. So again on the inside and on the outer wall. Now once you've got those, continue on and you'll find another fire extinguisher as we exit that area. Now be sure that you have got all of those before we continue. Yet again we're at a point where we can miss these and there's no turning back. So make sure you've got everything prior to that, and then once you're convinced, cross this line, we will fall to our deaths. Only kidding, we won't die. Now, once we have dropped down, yet again we will find a fire extinguisher. And in this next section, it's going to be an absolute pain in the backside. So make sure you grab that before dropping down, because again, we can't get back up here. And once you're happy with that, drop down. Grab another fire extinguisher at the very bottom. Can't be missed. Easy peasy. Now, we have no choice but to press that door on the right side there. And then we'll pick it up again and it will reveal a hole. However, do not enter that hole. We have got to make our way up there. Now, in there is a chest piece. If you're collecting those. and also the fire extinguisher that we actually need. And then what we need to do is just enlarge this door. This can be a bit trickier. It's got to tinker about with this one. It's still not good enough. Ooh, that might be good enough. Just slant the door enough so you can actually climb up it. No, see, that's too steep, so we've got to sort of angle it down a bit. This can be very time consuming. So, very frustrating. See if we can... Oh, that was almost there. Come on, Mr. Door. Not being a pest. Oh, there we go. Just enough an angle. And then use that to jump in. I like to go around that thing. And you can see we have the fire extinguisher at the very back. Again, fully empty that. I believe there is a chest piece in there hiding, or something along those lines. If you're after those, do grab that. And that is it for this area. Now we've got the challenge of climbing out. We can now drop down into the hole. Now, as we drop down, there is a fire alarm stuck to that wall. So be sure to grab that before we continue on. And at the other end, right as we exit, another fire extinguisher. Nothing else to see in here. Nothing in this room of any use. So drop down through the tear in the wall there. Again, nothing in this area. Although you can actually go in the back area there. I'm not actually sure what's going on with that. I never found anything significant. I mean, I could be wrong, but... And then what you want to do is jump into this orange area. Now, do not drop off the back just yet. If you look around here, you can't actually see anything, but if you head towards that yellow pallet truck, you can see this is easily missed. Little fire alarm there right next to the door. Cheeky, right? Cheeky. If you drop down there, you're doomed. You'll never even know that's there. So be sure to grab that fire alarm, and then we can just drop off the back. You're almost there, guys. Nothing in this area, nothing to worry about. So just grab the stairs, let it drop through. Boink. Now when we get to the bottom floor here, do not enter the elevator just yet. Clear these pieces out of the way. Get out of my way. Move. Move, move, move. Thank you. Grab the fire extinguisher on the left side. If you ain't getting crushed by chairs and God knows what. So on the left side we have the fire extinguisher, and on the right side we have the fire alarm. So be sure to grab those before you enter the elevator. Now we are on the final run, I believe. Almost there now. Now in this section there is no fire extinguishers or fire alarms. However, we need to we obviously need to follow the arrows here, so we need to go left. But before you do this section, just look to the right, then go left. And then on the next section, look to the left, and then go right. So always look the opposite direction of the arrow first. Otherwise, it will block your pathway. Like so. Super easy. It took me a couple of times to actually figure this one out. I'm like, why is it always blocked? When does it end? Nothing in that section. Nothing in this section. I don't believe there's anything in this section either. Nope. So grab the cube. Just use it to get yourself up. And then obviously you're going to turn around. The cube's going to be gone. But there it is. Managed to get up to the next section. Now, just a little hint here, in this section at the top there, if you're after the blueprints, there is one up there, so you got to kind of mess around with that cube to get you up there if you're after those. I may do a video on that, but we'll see. Now moving on into the next section, and immediately as you go through that door you'll find a fire alarm, and I believe there's another one. Fire extinguisher, there we go. So in the next door, fire extinguisher. This is where the chest piece is that melts. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. Grab the chest piece, stand on the button, grab the chest piece through the door, and then I believe there's another one. Nope, I'm wrong. It's around the corner. Before you drop down the hole, Be careful, make sure you grab this extinguisher at the back here. Once you're happy with that, there's no turning back, so be sure that you've got everything through this section. Everything that we did. Again, you can pause the video, replay the video, whatever you need to do to make sure you get those. So now we can drop down. Do not touch that cube. Do not touch the die whatsoever. Do not do it, folks. Grab this first fire extinguisher, otherwise that's going to zap you off elsewhere. And if you are after blueprints, there's another one around that corner, so head there. There is nothing of any significance in that doorway. But once you're happy, once you've grabbed that one, click the dice, and you see what I mean, it'll teleport you to another section. Now there's nothing in this room in particular, but there is a little secret passageway. That's to one of the constellations, so do check out my constellations video for that one. Other than that, let's continue on. We are nearly there, folks, so sit tight. And as you exit the white room, do not press that cube. Do not press it. This is a danger zone. This whole level is dangerous. You can miss so much. Instead, grab the fire extinguisher on the doorway on the inside there. And at the very back there is the fire alarm. Easily missed with how dark it is. Once you're happy with that, there's nothing else beyond this point. You can then grab the cube. As soon as you let go, bink, teleports you to this zone. Go straight ahead and drop down to the right. And you will be TP'd back into this zone. Now, before you enter that blue door, grab this fire extinguisher, and instead of going through, just turn back around and head down. You'll see there is another fire alarm hiding in the back there. Again, another easy missed one if you're not navigating around. Now you can go back through the door and immediately turn around. Do not press that clock just yet, whatever you do, and grab the final fire alarm. And that should be it for this mission, for this level, for level number 7. You can just continue and finish the rest of this level now. And that should be it. If you want to get through these doors, take a right, then another right, then a left, then a right, then a left, then a right, and then another right. That'll get you to the finish line. So note that one down. Alright, let's move on to the final level, level number 8, super duper easy. And that's how you want it to finish off, right? So let's go. Alrighty, we are at level 8, and this is going to be the last level for the fire extinguishers and fire alarms. There are none in level 9, so this is going to be it. Now what you want to do on this level is work your way through until you drop down into this room, and it's a bit grey and dull with a load of filing cabinets and papers on top of them, and everything is going to be in this room that we need. The remaining ones, the remaining fire alarms, the remaining extinguishers are all in this room. So as soon as you land, you want to immediately turn around and you'll find fire extinguisher. Now if you head diagonal to the opposite side of the room, behind the pillar, you will see this green sign, not an exit, and right next to it is our final fire extinguisher. That should complete all of those. Now if you want to face back where we just came from, and this time follow it around to the left, and on the inside wall in the middle there, you'll find the last of the fire alarms, and that will complete all the achievements for both of those. So in total you should have gained at least 4 achievements, and that completes the video, guys. I do appreciate those who have stuck around and actually followed it all the way through. Hopefully this has been a good help to you guys. But other than that, guys, don't forget to subscribe for more of these videos, for more help, more video guides, more achievements. We're going to be getting plenty of those. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and please leave a comment. Don't hesitate to leave any comments, feedback, or if you need any help, I will do my best to reply and help you out where needed. But that's it, guys. Again, I do appreciate you stopping by and watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next one, so peace out.